Hi, in today's presentation, our group will use an integrative thinking framework to persuasively present an optimal solution for reducing household waste. Our team name is Elite Group, and team members are Zhi Ruoyang, Shao Jieying, Ni Qiu, and Yulin Zhang. We will first introduce the background and then discuss the solutions to these waste problems. Guided by the framework of integrative thinking, the problem is tackled in 4 stages, which are listed below. Finally, to conclude our presentation, now it's time for Zhiruo.
Now, let's focus on introduction. I will introduce background and problem identification. Our problem is how to reduce household waste to solve the environmental problem. Household waste, also known as the domestic waste or residential waste, is disposal material generally by household. The quantity of the household waste is increased nowadays. With the advance of the electronic age, online shopping has become more convenient. The emergence of apps that offer a takeaway food delivery like Uber Eats has increased the generation of the household waste. The disposal of the household waste has become a global problem, and our group has conducted research and studies to address this issue. The next point is about approach to developing a solution.
We adopt the integrative thinking process to determine the most suitable solution about reduced household waste. Through this process, we can set problems and develop solutions. The integrative thinking process covers all the opposing. We adopt the integrative thinking process to determine the most suitable solution about reduced household waste. Through this process, we can set problems and develop solutions. The integrative thinking process covers all the opposing models, possible solutions, and stakeholders. We should identify the best solution for the moment, generate a creative resolution of the tension in the form of a new idea that can turn elements of the opposing ideas, but is rival to each. In the following sessions, we will go through each stage of the framework details. It's time to Yulin to talk about stage 1.
Well, in the presentation, we use the integrative thinking, which involves 4 stages. And this new way to thinking would help us to sketch an optimal solution. So the integrative thinking process allows people to combine the 2 opposing situations to come up with a more comprehensive approach to solving problems. In the following slides, we will go through each stage and more details. Well, in stage 1, we list the 2 opposing models and on solving household waste. The first model is based on an introduction of a new waste treatment technology, which can also call the technology revolution, not only recycle the household waste. Here we have to mention turning waste into energy, which is a very versatile method. The various types of household waste are transformed into energy that can be used on site through a new machine called a digester that can absorb the waste and the biogas it produces. Waste disposal can also be optimized and considered in terms of relevant vectors. For example, advances in route efficiency, which allows waste to be allocated and disposed of more efficiently. This can be achieved through a high degree of technological integration and a technological revolution. In contrast to the first model, the second model is focused on using waste sorting and reduce waste disposal and recycle usable substances. Here, you will be introduced to how to sort household waste and its main categories. Firstly, when we dispose of waste at home, we need to be aware of the need to separate wet and dry waste. Keep dry rubbish in a container and clean it once a week, while wet garbage is cleared regularly every day. The most common type of waste could be leftover food and packaging waste from takeaway orders. For example, when I ordered pizza, firstly clean the pizza or cake boxes of all food residual with a white kitchen cloth quickly in water and let them dry out before putting them in the dry waste container. Let's take a closer look at the graph in this slide. It shows the difference in the way various participants in society respond in Model 1 and Model 2. Picking a stakeholder to elaborate on, for example, for households, there is no doubt that they would prefer Model 1 because it's more convenient and easier. For example, for households, they will undoubtedly prefer Model 1 because whereas if they adopt Model 2, they will be faced with spending more time annoying on waste sorting. You can also read the table for yourself to find out the different attitudes of the other stakeholders.
Here, I will talk about the examining the model stage 2. There are 3 points on this part. The first is benefit of two models. The second is the difference between Model 1 and Model 2. The second one is about the tensions between Model 1 and Model 2. First discussion is the benefit of the two models. I will analyze the following 3 aspects. About the environmental aspect, the two models can improve the living environment, reduce the methane emissions from landfills, and lower your carbon footprint. Conserve energies and resources, promoting the pollutions involved in the growing, manufacturing, transportation, and selling food. The secondly is about economic aspect. Those two models can promote environmental opportunities. For example, developing of the new tech requires many related workers, such as researchers and workers. Waste sorting requires more sanitation workers. Both lead employment rate raised, so that the GDP and GNP is also promoting the developing of the related industry, promoting the emergence of the company like the Werder Collaborative, which is use plastic, the most important compound of the household waste, as a raw material for their product, separation of the garbage, promoting the increase of the service industries of the door-to-door cleaning. About social and communities accept. Both of two models minimize the effect of the hazardous wasting on the community. Although those two models have many similarities and advantages, they also have many differences. The following 2 tables, you can see the difference between the two models. The Model 1 uses new technology and materials. It is efficient, however, it is expensive to developing and uses, which is increase the cost of the product. It has the more impact on the manufacturers. About Model 2, using traditional waste sorting, improve their environmental artificial work will reduce the cost of waste sorting and machine costs, and also more subjective of the consumer's consciousness, improve their environmental awareness for the customer perspective. The tensions are showing following. Although the two models have benefit, but it also have the shortcoming. For Model 1, the cost of the introducing new tech is very high and require a lot of time and money. For example, the cost of the biodegradable technologies is so high, and many people feel that saving money is more important than the saving environment. In addition, people have no trust in the recycled material and do not feel comfortable by buying them. For Model 2, household waste sorting relies on the customer sales awareness, which is not easily available now. Now it's time for my group member Shaojie.
Then I will talk about explore the possibilities of viewpoints from the following 3 points. Firstly, explore the advantage of each model and whether they can be used. The advantage of the Model 1 is to change the explanation of household garbage and reduce the output of household garbage through new technology. Maybe technology can change the world. About Model 2, through the classification of hazardous waste and recycle waste to improve the garbage disposal rates, and the cost of this mass is low. When we know the advantage of the two models, can they be combined? So we need to explore a new model that combines the advantage of the two models. We can target research technology, can reduce research and development costs, and property can be given to researching waste separation and recycling. Another important point is that can help improve efficiency and and better guarantee the reduction of waste pollution. Therefore, our new model can be said to be adopting a new recycling technology in waste separation. This model is use of new recycling technology in the use of waste separation in collectively helps the efficiency problems of traditional recycling technology. Materials such as replacing plastic bags with environmental friendly bags and can appeal to more people to use reusable items so that there are more recyclable material in the garbage classification to help reduce environmental pollution. It's time for me to talk about Step 4.
For the last stage, I will use 3 steps to come up with the best plan to reduce household waste. Step 1, definition of each possibility. Step 2, the rationale behind each possibility. And step 3, feasibility study for each possibility. Model 1, improving recycling technology is one of the ways to reduce household waste, and scientists are currently looking for new ways to improve recycling technology. However, garbage classification cannot be forbidden because correct garbage classification can reduce the amount of garbage disposal and processing equipment, reduce processing costs, which has social, economic, and ecological benefits. For Model 2, this model is more biased towards the environmental protection model. This may be the best model obtained through integrative thinking. For new model, which is innovative priority model. For step 2, Australia uses environmentally friendly materials to build roads. In 2018, 2 Australian companies jointly built such roads. They claimed that the service life of such roads is expected to be 65% longer than that of ordinary roads. They use recyclable sent to landfills, plastic glass, and printer carriages. The new road not only can better handle the traffic of heavy vehicles, but also is resistant to deformation and high temperature, which is very suitable for Australia's hot summer. In general, it is more durable, and the cost is not different from traditional relaying. In addition, ban household waste sorting will cause environmental and land pollution, occupy landfill space, and pollution recycling. For Model 2, using household waste sorting, reduce waste disposal, and recycle usable substance, which is a good way to reduce waste. It helps reductions in landfill waste, assisting in the conservation of natural resources and energy saving. Last stage by research, the National Waste Policy was launched in 2018. Less waste, more resources. In 2021, ARGA's policy priorities are as follows. First, promote product stewardship to increase recycling and minimize waste volume. Second, the development of markets, especially through required government promote of recycles containing items. Based on working through the integrative thinking process, the optimal solution is new model, which adopting new recycling technologies in waste separation, effective control of household waste, output, and utilizations.
In conclusion, let me give a short summary of today's presentation. In short, based on the integrative thinking process described above, there are 4 stages to develop an optimal solution that will ensure the problem is solved. Whether it's the introduction of a completely new way of disposing of waste, in which there is a technological revolution in the profession, or the separation of waste entirely on the people's own, it requires a great deal of time and money and people's self-awareness. It is therefore necessary to take into account all stakeholders and related issues. as the final solution shows, and to adopt a compromise and optimal approach, rather than just considering Model 1 and Model 2 in a radical way. And the following slides are our references. And thanks for listening and watching.